Hey guys, you're watching On the Craft Table. I'm Mariel, and today we'll be busting open that November card kit by Simon Says Stamp. In this video, I'll be showing you how some super simple and basic multi-stamping can make the most beautiful cards. So let's pull out those November card kits and let's create something beautiful. If you haven't purchased this kit yet, you're in luck because it's not sold out yet. The link for the kit will be in the description below. And if you're interested in any particular item from the kit, those individual links will also be below in the description. So let's get into it. In this kit, you'll get tons of goodies, including an actual goodie. In each kit, they always send a little piece of candy. You'll also get a page full of inspiration, and at the bottom of this page, you'll always see all the items in the kit listed below. You'll also get 3 pages of Simon Says Stamp 100-pound cardstock in orange peel, green leaf, and ivory. You'll get 1 sheet of 100-pound Neenah cardstock in Desert Storm. You'll also get 6 Tim Holtz Ideo-ology butterfly adornments. You'll get 1 pack of Simon Says Stamp Bronze sequins, 2 Simon Says Stamp medium white tags, 2 Simon Says Stamp for Bar Kraft envelopes, and 1 Simon Says Stamp Metallic Orange Peel envelope. I actually won't be using those supplies in this video, but I hope to in a future video. You'll also get a Tim Holtz Ideo-ology Small Talks booklet full of snarky little comments. They're actually stickers. You can use them as sentiments. You could use them in a scrapbook, on the little tags. You can use them on anything. You'll also get 1 6x8 Simon Says Stamp set of stamps. This is probably my favorite part of the kit. I absolutely love the handwriting in this. So now we know what comes in our kit. Let's get into our card. I'm going to take my Simon Says Stamp 100-pound cardstock in ivory, and I'm going to cut that down into 5x7 with my Tim Holtz paper trimmer. Next, I'm going to stamp my sentiment directly in the middle of my cardstock using my Misty. And the other day, I purchased these Ranger Archival ink letter it ink pads. So I wanted to try that out. So I'm going to ink it up real good with the black one. It did take me 3 tries and 3 wasted pieces of cardstock to get the sentiment just right using this ink pad. So I don't know if I would use this ink pad in the future for sentiments, but eventually I did get it just right. Next, I'm taking my heat tool and I'm drying that up really well because I'll be taking my Post-it tape and running that through the middle of the card. Doesn't have to be precise, just kind of like in the middle because we'll be masking off one side of the card. Next, I'll be taking my stamps and lining them up where I want them. I decided to do one at a time, even though more time consuming, but I feel like the Altenew inks work better when you just ink up one at a time. If you ink, because they're dye inks, when you ink them up, they tend to dry really fast. So basically, the method I'm using is taking 1 light ink and 1 dark ink, and I'm laying down my light ink first, and then I'm taking my darker ink and I'm just inking up the outside of the stamp, and then I'm pushing that down, and it's giving me kind of like an ombre effect. And I have to say, I really like the way that this turned out. I was kind of skeptical about this in the beginning when I first started, but it came out really, really nice. And it's kind of hard to appreciate it through the camera, but if you've seen this in person, it really came out beautiful. And I'm sure that if you try this with any stamps that you have, you'll really like it. Even if you take 2 completely opposite colors, as long as you get the blending right, I think it'll come out really beautiful and you'll really like the effect that it gives off. So I just want to suggest that You can actually use this method of card making with any stamps that you have, as long as they're decent size to where you can do multi-stamping and on one side of the card only and it still look decent. Because if the stamp is too big, obviously it's not going to look too good. But if you have a bunch of little stamps, this is really a cool way to use those little stamps. So I'm just taking each of the leaves in my stamp set and I'm just stamping away. There's no method to my madness. I'm just going all over the place with the stamps. It doesn't have to be perfect. As long as you fill in all the little areas, it'll come out really nice. At first, I started to use the Letter It ink, and I didn't really like how it came out. So I took my Jet Black by Altenew, and I started to use that black ink. And I'm just taking the small stamps in the set, and I'm going and I'm filling in all the little gaps. And I think that this little technique that I did here really brought the sentiment out because of it being the same color as the sentiment. I don't know, it really helped the card. I feel like it really just boosted it up a little bit. Now that my stamping is complete, I'm going to just clean up my work surface a little bit. And next I'll be taking my Distress Oxide in Fossilized Amber, and I'll be inking up my tool just a little, and most of the ink I'll be rubbing off on my work surface because I don't want the color to go down vibrantly. I just want a tiny bit of the color to show through. You can't really see it now, but once I rip off that Post-it tape, you'll be able to see it. And if you actually seen the card in person, you'd be able to really see it. There, you can actually see it more when I zoomed in. I'm taking my sequins that the kit came with, and I'm taking two, one medium and one small in the same color sequins that I had from a past kit. And I'm taking a large, medium, and small sequin, and I'm just going to glue that on with my multi-medium mat. At first I was having a bit of trouble gluing this on for some reason, but I think it was because I was trying to glue it on the wrong way. I just thought it looked better the way I was trying to glue it on at first, but because it didn't work, I did turn the sequins around and it looked just as fine the other way. But anyway, I did eventually get it to work and it came out really, really nice. It added the little bit of touch that the card actually needed. I do want to mention that the tool I'm using is by Silhouette and it's called Pick Me Up, and if you're interested in that tool, it will be linked below in the description. Next, I'll be taking my Neenah Desert Storm 100-pound cardstock and I'll be cutting that down to 5x7 for behind my card as a background. Well, actually as a border. And I'll be taking the leftover piece and I'll be using that as my for my sentiment. I didn't really measure that out. I just kind of winged it and it worked out. I'm using the Thankfully You're Mine sentiment, and I will be cutting the sentiment strip down just a little bit, but I'm lining up my sentiment on my acrylic block, and I'm going to ink that up with some VersaFine Onyx Black ink, and I'm going to stamp that down on my sentiment strip. And once I have it just right, I'm going to use my heat tool and just dry that up really well because I don't want it to smudge. I'm going to take my paper trimmer, my tiny little paper trimmer, and if you're interested in this paper trimmer, I'll have that link below too. And I'm just going to put that on my card and see where I want it. Next, I'm cutting down my piece just a little bit so that my 5x7 background will show around the border. And once I have it cut down, I'm just going to attach that using my ATG gun, And what I do is I just line it up on my card and I pick it up just a little bit. I put a little tape down on it, and then I'll just take my ATG gun and I'll keep running tape down the card, and I'll take my bone folder and I'll press that down really well. Next, I'm taking my pre-scored and pre-cut cardstock. I usually just buy a bunch of this stuff in a pack and have it ready for cards. I was thinking about popping it up, but I just decided to make it a one-layer card. Not a one-layer card. It's already a one-layer card, but make it a thin card because I already had the border going on and the sentiment and all that good stuff. So I'm taking some foam tape and I'm putting that on the back of my sentiment. This foam tape is like awesome because it comes very thin and it's perfect for sentiment strips. So I'm taking 2 pieces of that foam tape, putting it behind my sentiment, and I'm going to put that right below my centerpiece. So that completes our card today, and I hope you all enjoyed this video. And if you want to see more just like this one, please like and subscribe. And don't forget to comment and let me know what you have going on your craft table. Until next time, have a great and safe day.